Hi! So we are going to do a very short episode of Never Trust a Skinny Cook. The only thing I'm doing in this episode is my homemade croutons. A lot of people ask me to make them. I am making chef salad tonight for my husband and I and Caden, and so I'm going to do fresh croutons. So the first thing I have is just some older bread. You don't want it to be moldy, but, older. You don't want it to be super soft and fluffy. So I'm cutting it like this, and I'm just going to make cubes. Just like this. I'm going to cube it. Okay, so I have my bread cubed, and now I'm going to put it in my pan. You can use a regular baking sheet. I use one of my pizza pans just to kind of seems to crisp them up better. And then spread them in the pan. Spread them out. Now, the amount of olive oil you use is completely up to you. I like a little bit more oil on mine. So the next step is to olive oil them. And I am going to drizzle them generously with my olive oil. Can you get that, Caden? Got it over there? Pretty generously with olive oil. And then I use dill, and I pretty much coat it all with the dill. There's not any exact measurements. It really depends on the amount you're doing, but I coat it with dill. Here is some garlic powder, and I do a generous amount of garlic powder, pretty much on all of it. Then here's some onion salt, same thing. I use a generous amount of onion salt. Kind of sprinkle it all over the top. Some pepper. And then Parmesan cheese. And I sprinkle it on pretty generously. You don't have to use the Parmesan cheese if you don't want to. We like ours with Parmesan cheese. Okay, then I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to stir it up really good. So 375. And once you get this mixed up really good, get everything, the olive oil and all the pieces of bread covered with all your toppings. Get it really good and mixed up. Just like that. So it's pretty even. You want to kind of evenly coat it onto each. That's my bird. He screams just like my granddaughter. Oh, and makes his funny noises. Alright, so this is what it should pretty much look like. Try and not have them on top of each other. So I'm going to bake these on 375. Now I don't have an amount of time to tell you. It is how dark you like them and how light you like them. The lighter they are, they're not going to be as crunchy. I put them in the oven, and after about 7 minutes, I go in and I stir them. I kind of see how they're looking. So this is one of those things you kind of have to devote 20 minutes of looking at them, stirring them kind of constantly. You don't want them to burn. So you just have to pay attention to them. Takes about, I wouldn't say to bake them much more than 20 minutes, and stirring them maybe every 5 to 7 minutes or so. So I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'll be back when they're done. So I was not as diligent at stirring my croutons as you should be. I overcooked mine a little bit. They aren't exactly burnt, but they're a little more toasted than I like them. But this is the finished product of your croutons. But you get the gist of it. You got to be pretty diligent at stirring them frequently so that they don't burn. So I will see you on my next episode of Never Trust a Skinny Cook. Have a good night.